Today's topic is the South Node. What is the South Node? The South Node deals with your past. It deals with what you used to be, what you master in the past. It's your gifts from the past. And the South Node is the past that you bring into this life, which means that you already have this energy and you come into this life with the South Node energy. So that's all it means. The North Node is what you striving to be while you in this life. So you bringing the South Node in this life to help you achieve your North Node. So mine's is South Nodes and Aries. So now I'm going through the houses and I'm going through the signs together. So we got South Node and Aries or South Node in the first house. We talking about individuals who know how to win. The whole thing is war, strategies of war. Knowing how to win against their emotions, knowing how to win against their opponents, knowing how to win in general in life, knowing how to win all around in every circumstances. But these people are impulsive. I'm talking about the energy. They're all about action. It ain't no wait and see. It's like that's in the past life they took action. The past life they led by the intuition. You know what I'm saying? They just know how to win. They know how to create better situations for people and themselves because they're all about themselves. So not just about themselves, but they more into themselves and they trust themselves more than they trust others. But when it comes to protecting you, you can trust them because they're very reliable people and dedicated to you once they love you. They're loyal to you. You know, they got a quick temper in the past. They've been through anger situations. They've been through fights. They've been through everything that deals with drama. So they know about drama. And they're excited about drama in that life, in the past life. And so these individuals here, they create situations where they can win, but also fun loving. They like to create fun in the environment. They want to see you have fun because when you have fun, they're really creating for themselves. So they know how to create fun in general. So that was coming with different ideas, like to a party. Like everybody else do the normal, but they're going to create ideas to what people say, wow. So when you got the Aries energy, people always be like, wow, because these people like the superheroes, male or female. So this is what they was in the past, like the ones who try to save you and rescue you by themselves. They don't even want you to spin on them because they feel less than who they are. So they really want to be the one who be providing and be the hero of every situation and everything. So now they come into this life, their North Node is in Libra or the 7th house. So they come in this situation now not to only be about themselves, they're here to help you win and to cooperate. They're here to not try to be a winner, not to do everything by themselves in this lifetime because they're natural leaders. And so now they're no in Libra or the 7th house says they're here to bring peace, love, and light and to unite with people and connect with people. This is how they win, having help from others. So they ain't here to have help by themselves no more, or be the ones to work by themselves no more. So if things ain't working out and you got this placement, this is why. Because you're trying to do things on yourself, only trust yourself instead of bonding with people who will show that love to you and connect with people. You still here with the same energy that you carry in this life to help you accomplish it. So you always have the warrior in your blood because you're a natural warrior, a fighter. So the thing is that you're here to use this energy to bring peace, love, and light and to connect with people, not disconnect, and to unify with people. So that's what this placement deals with. They already got the natural gift of knowing how to win, clear cognizance. They live by the intuition, but they get downloads from the universe, information that's come out of nowhere, quick, fast. This is a quick energy. And sexity is very high here. So now they're here not to only have sex to please themselves in a sexual way, but also their partner. You see, it ain't all about themselves no more. It's about unity now. This is what they're trying to master. This is their North Node. This is how they feel satisfied through this Libra North Node. So you got Aries South Node. You already coming to this life like this, and people wonder why. They feel like they aggressive or they got the Aries spirit. It's because of the South Node right here. See what I'm saying? When you're young, you experience, you're gonna feel the full effect of your South Node. Because as you get older, you're gonna try to fulfill your North Node. So that's how it works. So you got Aries in the 7th house, in the first house, my fault, I'm about to say the 7th house. When you got Aries as your South Node in the first house or your first house, this deals with the head. So it's all in your brain, your mind. So of course they think fast. They got a quick intelligence. They just take action. They live mostly by their intuition. But these people is great organizers and go-getters. So whatever you got on your mind, you just don't sit there and wait. You go get it. Now you're here to think about the situation before you make a move, and don't be so impulsive. Because you take action quick. So I got this placement here. So I'm compass this Libra North Node. It's easy to me because I was born in the month of Libra and I got a lot of Libra in my chart. So it's easy for me to accomplish this placement, fulfillment. So I still got the Aries warrior spirit. That's why you see the aggressiveness come out of me. And I'm a different type of Libra where I could make a decision. While everybody else be indecisive, I can make a decision. You see? This is why. So we got to understand the South Node. The South Node is very important. Now, we got South Node in Taurus. Your past life dealt with material things. It dealt with living a good life. It dealt with, having things, being successful, being wealthy. Your past life was prosperous. Deal with landscape. Deals with growing things like in the garden and stuff like that. It dealt with the bull things too. Like you could be bullheaded. You dealt with Taurus things like over money. You know what I'm saying? You probably been dramatic over money or material things. But in your past life, you had to master this placement. It deals with love, because Venus there. So if your South Node in Taurus or the second house, your values were very important in your past life. You live by your values. You live by your values. Your principles means a lot. And so in that lifetime, you was a great successful business person, a hustler who's getting it. You know what I mean? So now, in the North Node, it will be Scorpio. Now, your luxury, your love ain't outward. It ain't material. It ain't showing through material things. It's showing within. You see what I'm saying? Because Scorpio deals with the inner self. It deals with the inner spirit. Now you're here to use your power to heal and to help and things of that way. And help people financially how to operate, how to move, how to save the income to succeed. You're here to do the research now. Do the research on things. You're here to have the Scorpio energy where you watch and be careful and show love in a spiritual way, not material way now. So now your wealth deals with you being involved with your inner self, your true self, or who you are. So this how it go deep. So you naturally had the Taurus empathic ability when dealing with family, when dealing with love. You had the empath, a physical empath at that, where you could feel people pain in your body. Now you feeling people emotion also, so you clairsentient also. So not only do you bring the Taurus energy into this life of knowing how to prosper, knowing how to get money, and knowing how to be steady and solid. Because you always been solid. There ain't no more private life no more. Now you're here to reach many people. Because the Scorpio right here, your North Node is in Scorpio or the 8th house. You see? So now you're here to reach many people now. Now you're here to not only be sensual and sexual within and have physical contact with sex. Now you could be the teacher of this. You know what I'm saying? Because Scorpio is the mastery of sex. So with this energy here, you would do like meditation, chakra energies. You could be a trainer in that, and a spiritual guru, all that there. You could be a scientist, all that there. So this is what you're here to do in this lifetime. It's about what you value. Now you take the value to another level. When you come into this lifetime, this time as a Taurus South Node or South Node in the second house. It's about what you value. Now, if we got Gemini South Node or South Node in the third house, this is you. So your South Node, your past life, how you was in the past, dealt with communication, dealt with the mind. You're very sharp, very intellectual, you're like a mind reader in the past. So being a teacher, being an instructor is easy to you. Your brothers, your sisters, all that mean a lot to you. So your childhood life, you know what I'm saying, mean a lot to you. So now in this time of existence, now you're here to carry out your North Node in Sagittarius or your North Node in the 9th house. So now you're here to carry out the Sagittarius energy. So if you know what I mean. So Sagittarius is more like expansion of the mind. So now you ain't here to pick up every little detail. Now you're here to go do it on a big level. Because in the past life, you pick up every little detail and you did it like on a smaller level, more practical intelligence. Now you're here to have universal intelligence, a universal mind, very clairsentience, where you can see the big picture. Now you're here to, and this is what you're reaching for, because you're the type who unite people together. You know what I mean? Your family, friends, you know what I'm saying? Siblings, brothers and sisters together. You know who unite people together. Now you're here to do it on a big level, big uniting in a big way. And you're here to be that philosopher, to be that spiritual guru, and live through wisdom now. You're here to do that now, not just travel on a smaller level. You're here to travel on a big level, not only physically, but also in your mind. So this is very spiritual placement right here. So this is what your North Node will be in Sagittarius. So if you got South Node in Gemini, or South Node in the third house, it's all about expression. So the way you express yourself now is on a bigger level. Now you express yourself on a universal level. You're here to learn about all type of culture, all type of people, be more acceptance of people on every aspects. See, Gemini is more smaller, Sagittarius is more bigger, so, the way you here to learn, well, Gemini can pick up all the details that Sagittarius miss. So you already bring that into this life. You bring the Gemini energy into this life already. So you already do the small details. Now you're here also to combine doing things on a big level. So now this is a balance. You see, a one. This is a whole like one. Doing it on a small and big level. See, the small level is natural to you. So you bring it into this life. So now you're here to think bigger, not only small. Not only be on the go and do things, you know what I mean? So now you're also here to where you could be like a person of justice, who bring justice to situations, to people, places, and things of that nature. And you're here to be more bold and stronger than what you were in the past, Gemini. Because Gemini can get over things with their minds and their words. You know what I mean? But now you're here to stand in your truth, not to be the Gemini spirit that switch up all the time. Now you're here to learn how to stand on your truth, you know what I'm saying? Carry that boldness out. The Sagittarius energy, So, with this being said, let's move on. You know what I mean? Because when you got South Node in Cancer, so in the past life, you were a nurturing psychic, a clairsentient psychic. We can feel people pain, feel their energy. Not only that, you're very nurturing, very caring. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the home, like all about the roots, all about the ancestors, all about the culture, You're all about that, and you're all about taking your home life, inner security life, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? All about women, all about your mother, all about your family. You know what I'm saying? So you bring the same energy to this life, the Cancer emotional energy. You're very sensitive. Now you're in this life trying to master your emotions. It's about mastering the Capricorn energy. Your North Node is in Capricorn, or the 10th house. So if you got your South Node in the 4th house, or the South Node in Cancer, I'm talking to you. So this is what it's about. Now you're operating on a 10th house level. You're operating on a Capricorn level. Here to do things, to be like a legend, like do things like master your emotions and do it on a big level. You're here to achieve and work for it and go hard for it and move up the ladder and have patience and to control your emotions. You're here to do that now. You're here to serve people on a big level, not just your home, but your home is somewhere everywhere, like do it on a big level. Your reputation, your public persona mean a lot. Now you're here, now you can even, reach that status now, because it's Capricorn, that achievement. So you're here to be more not only like phenomenon, but more in the leadership type of energy on a practical level, not just emotional. You're here to be more practical than emotional, be more realistic than emotions. You see, now you're here to do it on that level, on practical intelligence level, and to be the fixer, to be the have the mechanic hands, the healing hands, the mechanic type mind, the problem solver like situation. This is what you're here to do in this life. You're here to be cool, calm, and collective and patience, and go for your goals and reach the status, because you can do it with ease. Now, because South Node was more emotional, more explosive. All about emotion. You went through everything that deals with emotions. You're the nurturing, the caring type. Now you're here to do things on a bigger level. You know what I mean? And to be the provider, set a foundation for your family, set a foundation for not only for your family, but leave a mark in the world on a big level, global level. Like run companies, big companies. You know what I'm saying? You're here to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got it in you to do that. So it's all about, now it's all about balancing out your mind and controlling your emotions, because you know about emotions. So you could be any occupation that deals with some of the Cancer trait, because your Capricorn deals with business. So you already bring the Cancer energy into this life. So working hard, you had to do that more to achieve in this life. You had to work more harder. Can't just sit there and be the nurturer at home no more. Now you got to go out and go get it and really make it happen. And you will achieve, have the ambitious, and go for your goals. Now, when you got South Node in Leo, or your South Node is in the 5th house, you talking about individuals in their past life who had fun. Being a leader is natural to you. Being a leader, being creative expression. We talking about those who had the childlike mentality, the kid-like mentality, those who love children, those who were so fun-loving, those who you want to be around. That's how it was in the past life with you. Now you bring the same energy into this life. If you got South Node in the 5th house or the South Node in Leo, that mean, because in the past, you live by your heart. You live by your intuition. You live by your heart. Your heart intuition. What your heart says, that's what you're led by. And you inspire people. You motivate people. And you as an example of leadership. You know what I mean? So many people, you inspire, you motivate to become successful. But also, you became successful. You were motivated. You know, so you already had it naturally. But in the past, like, you wanted recognition for your work. You wanted recognition for everything you do. You know what I'm saying? You want to be admired. You want to be in the spotlight, shine and bright. You know what I mean? So now, and being a leader is natural to you. Being an entertainer, being an actor, being in, doing a theater thing, doing things in the theater was naturally to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a play. The life was like a play to you. Life was like a play. Like, you know, this was like a game to you, and you mastered that in this life. You was the leader of that. So now, since you're the one who inspire and motivate people, been an example of leadership, all about beauty, all about love and romance and casual sex, now you hear your North Node is in Aquarius, because the opposite. It's the opposite sign. Your North Node in Aquarius, 11th house. So now you're here to carry out an Aquarius trait. You're trying to master because you come into the life with the Leo traits, that now you're trying to master Aquarius trait, where you're trying to live in your higher mind, not just your heart. You do that naturally because you bring that into this life. So now you're trying to connect your mind with your heart. I mean, your higher mind. You know what I'm saying? You get downloads of information out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into to the universal realm of things, where you get information. I'm talking downloads of information, claircognizance, where you just know things. You just know. You're trying to have that scientific genius mind in this lifetime. That scientific genius mind in this lifetime, what you're trying to reach. You're trying to be unique, being different, where you don't need all that recognition. And your recognition will be on a global scale, all about your ideas, all about what you invent, all about what trend you done invented and that you started. You know, because in the past life, you was a trendsetter outwardly. You carry outwardly. Now you're here to be a trendsetter in your mind, bring the idea into manifestation. You see what I'm saying? From your mind state. So now you're here to do it on a global level, humanitarian, be a true friend to others, and cooperate and partner with others. And don't be all about just being a leader, far as just take action, you know, listen to other people's ideas and listen to other people's thoughts and be accepting of others. So now you're here to do that. And you're here to do that on a global level. You're here to be that humanitarian, be that scientific genius that you're supposed to be the philosopher, be the one who very inventive and innovative expression. So now you're here to do that. You're here to do it now. It's like you don't really need recognition. You don't really need to be in that spotlight no more like you used to. Because in the past life, you was already in the spotlight. So you bring it into this light, the same energy. You know what I mean? So now you're here to do things on a bigger level that dealing with the mind. It's now it's on a higher mind, higher frequency right here. So now you the one who brings solutions, because you can see the big picture. You know the big picture. You know what I mean? So now you're here to be the one who invent ways to solve problems. Now you're here to invent ways to bring new adventures into the world. So this is very powerful right here. And to be your unique self, because you already got the confidence of the Leo in you. So now you're here to be your unique self and do things in a different level. You don't have to fit in, or you can actually be that trendsetter. And you're here to accept other people's differences now. You don't have to be out on the spotlight like you was in the past life. And if you are, you see why you failing, because you got your South Node in Leo, which means in the past life that's what you was doing. Now you're here to change it up and operate on your Aquarius, North Node. So now, when you got South Node in the 6th house or South Node in Virgo, you got South Node in the 6th house or Virgo, we talking about people in their past life, they were healers. They had practical solutions to problems, and they was helpers and servers. They always want to help. They help with the smallest problem. It could be like go to the store. Simple. It could be simple things in the past life they did to help people, but it all add up to something big. They helped people so many times. Did all the small things that add up to something big that other people couldn't recognize in the past life. But you mastered that placement in the past life. So you was the healer who had a practical solution with herbs and herbs, and you got formulas where people can heal. Also, you help people improve their life in the past life. You were like a fixer with your hands, good with your hands, had healing hands. In the past life, you lived mostly by your practical intelligence. And so that's how you live in the past life. Now, in the past life, you lived like that. You were one who was adaptable, very adaptable to people, places, and things, and you dealt with thoughts. Now you're here to bring your North Node in Pisces into fruition. Now you're here to manifest the Pisces energy. That's your North Node. Your North Node is in Pisces or the 12th house. Now you're here to be more in your emotions, be more into your intuition than your thoughts. Now you ain't here to overthink like you did in the past, like or think and solve by only your intellect and your intuition. Now you're here to solve things by your psychic gifts of what you feel and what you see, because you got many psychic gifts that you're trying to activate in this lifetime. You're trying to be the Pisces trait with unconditional love, just knowing without doing deep research. Because in your past life, you did a lot of deep research. You was like a detective or investigating, just investigate things and things of that nature. So now you're here to live more from your intuition, live more from your soul, because you're here to experience the old soul type traits, which is Pisces. You're here to experience unconditional love in this life, and come to not only yourself, because you're more like an introvert. Now you're here to be an extrovert and more to the Pisces trait, more like an ambivert, which means introvert and extrovert. Because you already got the Virgo traits in you, where in your earlier years you lived a fast life, fast movement, fast environment, or around fast people in general. Everything fast paced. But as you get older, your Pisces traits coming into manifestation. And this is what you're trying to activate. Be that psychic. Be the one about unconditional love. Be the one who be in your mind, imaginative mind, where you create stories, where you create from your imagination, where you be very super creative. Now you're here to be that artist, you know what I mean, who design your reality, but also bringing unconditional love to people. See, because you can do it easily now, because you got Virgo to help you to be more practical. So you don't got to be like how Pisces is and all in their fantasy world, but you're here to experience that. But Virgo already give you the ability to be practical, so that's a good thing. But now you're here to be into your fantasy world, because you already got the Virgo traits that you come into this life with as a Virgo, but you trying to fulfill the Pisces. And so this will help you. The Virgo traits will help you to balance you out. So now you're here to fulfill the Pisces, be all in your imaginative mind, and explore your soul. That I mean, be into the dreaming world, be into the divination world, a magic, a spiritual science. You know, the hidden knowledge, the tap of deep within. You know, be into astrology, numerology, and all type of things. You know, to deal and to be very spiritual. Now you're here to be very spiritual, not only spiritual by your thoughts about what you know through science, but be spiritual from your soul essence of the Pisces trait. Tap into the underworld, go deep within. You know what I mean? So now you're here to do that, because it's your Pisces trait. So you don't have to be escapist, because Virgo will help you to not be escapist and be more realistic and to confront your problems. So that's the thing about it. That's a good thing. So you be the ultimate healer with this balance. This is a very powerful placement, because you can be a shaman, a spiritual guru, and everything that deals with spirituality. Now, when you got your South Node, your South Node is in Libra, or your South Node is in the 7th house, We talking about individuals who in their past life was all about love. They needed people to be around. They needed people to associate with. They needed people to kick it with. They needed people to keep them feeling like they are somebody. They need to hear from other people's thoughts, to hear from other people's mind state. They needed all of this. They needed unity itself. They needed to hear from other people's standpoints and points of view. It's all about love back then. All about beauty. All about art. All about you connecting with people one-on-one. Connecting, being in partnership with people. Being in partnership or any type of unity. Now you hear your North Node, since you bring the Libra traits of love, you already know how to love. In your past life, it's all about peace, love, and light. Now you're here to carry out your North Node in Aries, or the first house, which means you're here to now be your own leader and live by your own mind, and not to get thoughts from everybody. Now it's here to listen to your intuition and to live by that. And to just go for it, you know what I mean? Not to wait and just think of everything. Now it's here for you. Now you're here to take action, because you already got the Libra traits. You come in with the Libra traits already. You know what I mean? So in your early life, you're still gonna got peace, depend on people. Now you're in here to depend on people. Now you're here to go for it. Now you're here to do your thing. This is how you win. That's what I'm saying. Now you're here to be a warrior and be a fighter and stand up for yourself and things of that nature, where you don't need to wait for other people to stand up for you, where you can do it yourself. Now you're here to do things on your own and create your reality. You're here to be an example of leadership now. You are the one to be an example of leadership, not partnership, because you already know about that. You come into life with the same energy as a Libra, South Node. So you come into life with the energy, you always will have that in you. So now you're here to just go for the Aries trait, and that will balance you out. Be the go-getter. Be the one who do different things, create your reality, create your world, style things that's new. You know what I mean? And be the one. Now you're here for that. You're here for that. You're here to take the lead and go and live by your intuition and things of that nature. Live by your first mind, things of that nature. Now, so your love, because you already know how to love, you already know about beauty, you already know about charm, you already got that in you. Now you just going for it. And anytime you go for it, that's when people be on your side and on your team, because you ain't here to depend on nobody no more. So if you try to depend on people in this lifetime, you see why it don't work. This is why, because you're not carrying out the Aries trait. You're not doing your North Node. Your North Node is in the first house or in Aries. If you got your South Node in Libra or your South Node in the seventh house. Now, if your South Node is in Scorpio or your South Node in the 8th house, in your past life, you was a medium, you was like a shaman. The one who just know people, who died deep into spirituality, who died deep up into the underworld, who wasn't scared of drama, who wasn't scared of pain. You was the one who knew about sex and who mastered anything that deal with sexual energy. You knew all about it. You know what I mean? And you were the type that was more spiritual, more divine. You know what I mean? It's more about your inner self. And you're reliable, all about love. You know what I'm saying? You know about finances already. And you listen to your intuition where you can see through people if they try to lie to you. And so you know how to read people. You're super smart. You're like an intuitive genius right here. When it comes to scientific research, scientific knowledge, being a detective, being an investigator, you know what I mean? You tap deep within, very clairsentient. I mean, very psychic, very in tune, very powerful, fighter. You know what I mean? You overcome every obstacle that deal with the mind. You knew psychology. And you help people in the past life who had psychological problems, those who needed healing. But also you went through it, through the pain, through shootouts, through death, through your family member dying, through you dying in the past life. You've been through that. So with this placement here, you done mastered this placement. Now it's time to move on. You come into this life with the same energy, with the South Node of Scorpio or the South Node in the 8th house. You come into this life with the same energy. So you already have it. Now you're here to master your Taurus traits. So you're trying to master your North Node in Taurus or your North Node in the 2nd house. It's about what you value now. Now it's time to have some value and be more practical in the time of existence, in the life of existence. And be all about love in a practical, realistic way. And be about, or in the earthly way, as I say. Because your realistic self was in the past life, it was in Scorpio. It was realistic still because it was spiritual, divine. Now you here to carry out and manifest it. Try to manifest your wealth from your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got the psychic mind. You come to this mind with the psychic intelligence and deep psychology. So you know psychology already. So now you're here to master this trait and manifest things and do things on the earthly level, which means that now you're here to have wealth, real or to wealth, like earthly wealth. Not now, because you already had spiritual wealth in the past life. Now it's more about earthly wealth. Earthly wealth, earthly. Manifest this, manifest that. Do it big now. Where you can run corporations, show and be prosperous to others. And now you have to give to others. Be very giving to others. Give back. I mean, whatever, when you make money or you're here to be that hustler in the positive way, in the highest good, and the highest light or the goodest light there is. Now you're here to own businesses and do things of that nature and show people how to prosper, show people how to come up financially. But also now you're here to work on your values, what you value, your principles that keep you maintaining in this earthly world. Now you're here to do that. Now you're here to show your love. And you're here also to reserve yourself from the outer world. You know what I mean? Reserve yourself. Don't be too in the outer world. But Scorpio will give you that power to not be too in the outer world. So that's a good thing with Scorpio. Scorpio South Node will give you the power to not be so earthly. So that's a good thing. So now you're here to be earthly because Scorpio already in you. And you're trying to get, I ain't say you're trying to get the Scorpio out of you, but you're trying to balance it out, basically. Your South Node. So your North Node is in Taurus. It's having things, showing love through giving gifts and doing things of that nature and by what you value and by you working hard, by you coming up and be more physical empath where you can feel people pain, you can read them with your body. But it's all about love right here because Taurus is all about love, got the Venus effect. So now it's all about love and your North Node is all about love. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual, real love, you know, on this earthly plane. When I say real love, spiritual love is real too, but I'm talking about on the earthly plane type of love. Now, when your South Node is in Sagittarius or South Node is in the 9th house, these are people in their past life who were gurus, spiritual gurus, who were wise, who were sages, who were the ones who felt like they were gods, the ones who understood God, understood the energy, understood vibration in the past life, because they explored and they did a lot of adventurous things. These are the ones who did things on a big level, thought big. Everything they did was big. When they brought one thing, they brought about 10 different things. They tell somebody they're gonna buy a soda. If somebody asks them to buy a soda, they're gonna buy about 10 sodas. So they did things on a big level, everything. So they understand the big energy, universal energy. So it's all about the universal mind in the past. So their intelligence was universal. So they're very clairvoyants back then. Very clairvoyants in the past, like where they see in the big picture, they know the big picture. You know what I mean? So very imaginative, very creative. Now they're here to be not only on a big scale, because they bring that energy into this life. We're talking about those who have South Node in Sagittarius or South Node in the 9th house. But now they're also here to carry their North Node in Gemini or their North Node in the 3rd house. Now they're here to be communicative on a smaller level, which means they're here to pick up details. They're here to be good with lingo now. They're here to be very good with lingo and to pick up every little detail now. Because they already carry the Sagittarius energy on a big level. Now they're here to, because they can skip details because of Sagittarius, but now they're here to pick up every little details and be very analytical. Now they're here to unite people in the community, the semblance, and unite people in general. Now they're here to do things in a Gemini way, in North Node way. Now they're here to be telepathic, where they pick up on people's thoughts and mind read, mind to mind. So it's like one-on-one with this energy here. Because they did things on the universal level. Now they're here to reach people on the universal, not in the universal way, but more on a one-on-one basis. But they're here to connect with people, because air and fire signs connect with people anyway. And now, since it's Gemini, they connect with their siblings good, brothers and sisters. So it could be siblings as, I'm your brother, or she your sister, like that there. So it's on a one-on-one basis. So now you're here to do it in the Gemini way. Travel, take small trips or travels, you know. You're here to do it in a Gemini way, learn lingo, all type of lingos and things of that nature. So, because Gemini is super smart, So you use your telepathy power now and your clairaudience powers and ability to understand words, to understand symbols, to understand signs. Now you're here to understand all that, symbol, signs, words. And that's the good thing about the Mercury energy. It deal with thoughts, it deal with the mind, and they understand symbol, the smallest thing. And that's good. They understand all the details. You're here to pick up all these details, have that true scientific mind, not only about the truth and all about justice like in your past life. Now you're here to have a scientific mind and use philosophy in a great way because you got so many details. So with that being said, and so you're very mutable. You're very mutable. Now you're here to be mutable, because Sagittarius is mutable too. So now, but you're here to do the mutable level. That's on the smaller level now, because you already carry the big level in you. So when you bring the small together with the big, that's balance. So now let me move on. And on the smaller level, as I continue with the Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node, and Gemini North Node, now you're here to be a teacher on a one-on-one basis, a teacher on the smaller level, because this is what you be good at, because you did it on the universal level. And now you're here to be more in the practical reality, not only in the spiritual realm. See, Sagittarius is more in the spiritual realm, spiritual plane, quick downloads, information from nowhere, very clairvoyance. Now you're here to be clairaudience, where you can express this on a smaller level, and you can show many people, from the smallest people to the biggest people, how to do things. You see, you used to deal with big people. Now you're here to deal with small people too. So now, when you got South Node in Capricorn or South Node in the 10th house, in the past life, you were the achiever. You the one who reached the mountaintop, who mastered yourself, who so persistent and so solid, and you built a solid foundation in your past life. When you got South Node in Capricorn and South Node in 10th house, your careers were very important, and you were definitely a hard worker. Now you're here to be, your North Node is in Cancer. It's in the 4th house. Now you're here to not only be on the outside world or leave a legend in the world. Now it's all about the household. It's all about the family. All about the culture. All about your ancestors. Because you did tradition in the past life, so you already know about tradition. But now you're here to do it. And now you're here to do it within yourself. Your inner world is a lot. So it ain't just the outer world anymore. Not only the earthly practical level. Now you're here to go within yourself. So meditation is the key. Right here. Looking within yourself for the answers. Now you don't have to be practical every time, because you can feel and you just know what the answer is, because you can feel it. Now you're here to be that psychic nurturer, the caregiver, you know what I mean? Not just a provider like you did in your past life, because you did provide, and you own a mini business, a corporation, or you, at least that's what the energy carry in your past life. So you know about business. So now you're here to handle your business within. Now you're here to handle your business in the home and on all those around you and those you love, and show that love and spread that love. Now you're here to control your emotions, or really to live through your emotions now. Now you're here to live through your emotions, not just practical intelligence where people see you as cold. Now you're here to live through your emotions. Now I got to move on right here. You definitely clairsentient if you activate that. You got it in you, because in the past life, when you got South Node and Capricorn, the 10th house, you definitely had a mediumship ability where you could feel energy through your earthly body. You know what I mean? So now you're here to be clairsentient, because you already got that in you, far as feeling energy through your body. Now you feel it through your emotion also. And you can read people. Now you're here to activate that energy. Be more the one who be at home, comfortable. Wherever you go, you feel comfortable. That's North Node in Capricorn. North Node in Cancer. So if you got South Node in Capricorn, your North Node is in Cancer or the 4th house. Now, let me move on. Now, when your South Node is in Aquarius or the 11th house, my South Node is in the 11th house, so this is my energy too. So now, in your past life, you were more like a researcher. You were more like on the humanitarian level. And you're more friendly, but you're also rebellious. Very rebellious. And you don't follow the norm. I mean, you was weird or different to people. You just different. And you had the tutor genius mind, where you develop clear cognitions, where you get downloads of information out of nowhere. Where you just know. You get ideas, you get information, any question that you wanted to answer, the universe always provided to you. And the thing is, you dealt with change. Even though Aquarius, when you got South Node in Aquarius, they could be fixed, or South Node in 11th house, this the area of life with Aquarius, they can be fixed, but this also deal with change because they got Uranus. Uranus is always changing and not conforming to things. So even though you fix, you go against your own law. You break your own law. You did it in your past life. You know all about that because your past life, you was unique. You was different. You know what I mean? And you ain't care what nobody think. You always been yourself. You know what I mean? It's all about being unique back then. All about being yourself in the past life. You bring the same energy in. Where you had the higher mind, thinking on a higher level. You got advanced thinking. You think faster than anybody. And out of nowhere, you just know the answers. You can look at the test. You can look at the test and even read the question. You already know the answers. Or as soon as you read the question, you already know the answer without even study. You see? That's how deep it gets. You know what I mean? And that's not all the time, but in your past life, you experienced this. You experienced the higher vibration of the mind. Your intellect was so high. So you deal with that. Intuitive genius, the inventor, in the past life, being a trendsetter from your idea, from thoughts. So since South Node is in Aquarius or 11th house, now your South Node is in Leo or the 5th house. Your North Node, my fault. My bad, beautiful people. That's that lingo we say, my bad. We use that word, my bad, but my fault. Let me move on. Since your South Node is in Aquarius or your South Node is in 11th house, your North Node is in Leo or your North Node is in the 5th house. My North Node is in the 5th house. So, because since my South Node is in the 11th house, my North Node is in the 5th house, or Leo. So with this being said, your North Node is in Leo. This saying now that you in the past life you did things on the humanitarian friendly way, connecting socialization. Now you're here to do it on your own. Now you're here to live by your heart, not just your higher mind. Now you're here to blend in your higher mind with your heart. It's all about what your intuition say, your heart, your soul essence. Intuition from your heart, from your soul. And just go and create fun and create fun, do things in a fun way, you know what I'm saying? And be happy and be enjoy and being playful. By you having fun, that's how you win in this lifetime. By you doing things from your own mind, your own thoughts, where you don't need everybody else's thoughts because you already got it in you. You know what I mean? You already got the intuitive genius in you from the Aquarius South Node, because you come into the life with Aquarius energy anyway, or in the house of Aquarius, you know, you bring it into this life. So now you're here to perform this energy. You're here to be the actor, to be the one who play a lot, the one who create fun in your environment, the one who inspire people, motivate people. I mean, now you're here to put that into people. Here to do that and have casual sex and casual enjoyment of things. You're here to do things like that. You know what I mean? In this life, you're here to understand. That don't mean I ain't telling you to be a playboy or nothing like that, but you most likely going to experience that until you master that place as far as casual sex. But you're here to enjoy yourself in your own unique way and be that leader. You know what I mean? Not just the hidden leader, because Aquarius could be the behind the scenes type leader or hidden leader. You're here to be out in the forefront as a leader and take charge of a group or situation when need to. You know what I mean? But not to rule people, to dominate and to control and to use your power for the bad, but to use your gift to help other people to become leaders. Now you're here to be the inspiration of that as the one who is the entertainer. You're here to entertain people, entertain yourself, entertain your thoughts. So it's all about the self, getting the self right as the son of Leo. So now, your hobbies mean a lot. Create hobbies. Now you're here to do all that. Hobbies that will help you win. Not you don't have to socialize with everyone no more. Now you are the social party yourself. Now you can have fun by yourself. Now you can maintain yourself, but also you the one who create fun around your environment, create fun around people, inspire those, and motivate those to become their own leaders. So people always see you as a shining star. You're here to do that as a shining star. You know what I mean? So now you're here to live more by your spirit. It's more about the spirit now, because in the past it's all about the higher mind. Now it's about spirit itself. You know what I'm saying? It's all about spirit, the sunny attitude, the sunny spirit. Let it glow and let it shine through your creative powers. You know, through your creative expression. You're here to express yourself. And while you like afraid to express yourself in the past life, not really afraid, you just didn't do it all the time. Now you're here to really express yourself in this past life. Now when you got, and also this placement deals with children. Now you're here to motivate kids or the youth. You know what I mean? Motivate people, children in general. Now, because in the past life you did more with your thought. You could live in a world of thought alone. You know what I mean? Won't break down things and things like that simply because you have an advanced mind. Now you're here to inspire the youth, inspire kids. Not only the kids, but also you be the kid, which means listen to your inner kid, your inner child within you. You know what I mean? And you to have fun, you to laugh and joke and play around and be more in tune with yourself. This is how you win in this lifetime. This give you satisfaction. Now, when you got South Node in Pisces or South Node in the 12th house right here, this is a spiritual placement. This is the old soul. And so you come into this world, you bring this energy as the old soul. You bring this house into this world. The 12th house, which is Pisces, or the South Node in Pisces, you bring this into this world. You're already psychic, a walking psychic. You already got it in you. That means you already got the meditative, dreamy mind. You already got unconditional love, what you mastered in the past life. You already know about all that. You already know about being escapists and all that. You already know about the fantasy world. But now you ain't here to stay in the fantasy world. Now you're in this lifetime. Now you're trying to be more realistic, more practical in an earthly way. You carry out the Virgo traits. Your North Node is in Virgo, or your North Node is in the 6th house. Now you're here to carry out the Virgo traits. You're here to be more analytical and observe, and to be more intellectual and have reason, to have logical thinking. Now you're here to live by your practical intuition and fix things in an earthly way and help people improve their life and have constructive criticism to help people improve their life. You're here to help people in a good way. You're here to help people and show them in an earthly way, not by your imagination, not by your fantasy, but by realistic thoughts and having a realistic mind. You know, showing people the right way. You can use earthly things, like for example, use herbs, healing like that. You don't just heal through your hands alone, but now you're here to use things too to help with healing, like to use earthly things, like for example, gemstones, where you might massage somebody with your hands in the past life, because in the past life you was that Pisces. Now you're here to help massage people like in an earthly way, put like a gemstone on their body and stuff like that. You know, use some. I'm just give you an example. Now you're here to be more practical. Like you already got the healing and the psychic ability and psychic gifts that you bring, and the creative gifts in this world. Now you're here to use it like magical and put it into results, to evidence where people can really see. They can see that the evidence and the proof of this. You're here to dissect the code and bring evidence and facts to things now. Use your intellect now. Now, not only your psychic gift, because if you only use your psychic gift, you'll lose in this life. You already got it in you, so you're going to use it, but you're here to balance it out with your intellect and to use reasoning now. And also to be more organized and more structured, because in the past you wasn't organized, you wasn't structured. You just float. You just float. Let the spirit float. But now you're here to be organized and be neat and to be structured. And be more disciplined. You're here to be disciplined now. You're here to be more disciplined than ever. So this is what you're here for. And you got South Node in Pisces or South Node in the 12th house. You're here to discipline yourself, discipline your thoughts, and don't just do anything. Don't just move and float and go with the flow. Because you're here to create your own flow, but in a practical way, organized and neat, in a structured way, and create your own routines that's helpful. You're here to do that. You're here to help serve people. Help and serve people in this lifetime. This your North Node in Virgo. Since your South Node is in Pisces or the 12th house, so your North Node in the 6th house, this is what it deals with. Helping, serving. So with it being said, I know I said it all, because you got Pisces, South Node, you got all the gifts and everything in you. So you got any psychic gift that you tap into, you already got it. Now you're here to manifest that in a realistic, practical way. Since I said enough, this is all I have to say. You know what I mean? But I had to bring it to y'all and show y'all that South Node is very real and very important. Which I need to do, look at people's South Node. If you want to know about a person, look at their South Node and what energy that they brought into this life and why they act how they act. If you can't find no other placement, look at the South Node. That's why it's important. And they're trying to achieve the opposite, the North Node. So with that being said, I'm out. Shit.